Make your choices a whole lot smarter. We've got you covered on Acko Drive. Now enjoy this video. Mario Alvisi is the Chief Growth Officer at Royal Enfield. We are here today to talk about the Flying Flea. It's a whole new direction that Royal Enfield is going into, and it looks more exciting than you probably think it is going to be. Let's find out why. Mario, thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Happy that you are here, and of course, it's the first showing of the bike in India.
Yeah, we're very excited.
What about this entire brand or direction that I mentioned becomes exciting for the company?
You know, it's something. It's a bold move. It's a bold move for us because, again, we discussed previously, but this is not just EV for us. This is a completely new brand. It's a new direction that we are exploring. It's a new approach to building a motorcycle, to the two-wheeler. So it's technology together with a lightweight design, taking the best from the past, creating something for the future. So there are a lot of elements, right?
A lot of elements, and I know that that's perhaps in many ways something that is sort of common to the EV space, because everything EV is kind of new. But that's the part I would like for you to explain maybe to our viewers. The understanding that, there's one thing about a brand or a manufacturer saying, look, we've got to do something EV. And then there's another which says, when we do EV, it's got to have a specific intent. What part of that can you share with us just now? Because I'm sure there's stuff that's kind of coming in the future.
Of course, these are things that we've been discussing inside the company for a long time, right? And again, we are doing this the Royal Enfield way. So we believe in being firstly unique and not to follow the group, but also to be authentic, right? And so authenticity is one important topic here, as well as sophistication. As you see, the bike is full of super high quality materials. There is forged aluminum on the girder fork, forged aluminum on the frame. There is magnesium on the battery case. So we want to have something that is very sophisticated. And then this kind of lightweight concept that is about the product, but also about the people that we spoke with in the last 5-6 years, and they want to have this kind of sense of lightness in a very heavy world. Mm-hmm. They want to feel free and light when, especially, the motorcycles are a symbol of freedom, right? Sometimes I think we go a little bit too far. No, we are like talking about performance or be light. This is for everyone. This is something that everyone can have fun. And putting together all these elements, we want to build something. We want to deliver a feeling that you have never felt before. That's the goal.
It's very clever if you think about it, using that sense of heritage or using that story of the Flying Flea and still finding a way to make it fit into the Royal Enfield sort of portfolio or the Royal Enfield world, if I can call it that. But Mario, tell me this, that when it comes to, you said, creating a new brand, is the eventual goal to sort of almost separate it in a way from Royal Enfield? Because if you'd asked people a few years ago, hey, if Royal Enfield did an electric, what should it be? They just think it was an electrified bullet.
We don't see an electrified bullet right now in our lineup, but I think we always start from talking with people. I think the one thing that really love about Royal Enfield is this constant conversation with the people, no? With you guys and with consumers all over the world, and we always listen, or at least we try, to listen and to learn and to build this brand together, bottom up with the people. And so all these people, a lot of these people, many of them are like in love with the bullets and classic and Himalayan and whatever. But some of these consumers, people were saying, hey, look, I need something different. I want something different. I want something that is like hassle-free. I don't need a clutch and a gearbox. Actually, it's a barrier for me to use a motorcycle, right? Yeah. And honestly, I didn't even think about it because I love my bikes. And then they told us, hey, this is too loud for me, or this is too, I don't know, this oil and these fumes.
It's too mechanical.
I mean, it's like, it's gross for me. I don't want it. So
Yeah.
it's like, and we grew up and I grew up loving them. So I'm like, okay. So listening to these people, we said, okay, this is a completely new set of consumers, new set of people that want something specific. They still love some of the values of Royal Enfield, but also they want something else.
It's relevant to them.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, instead of instead of ostracizing them, we said, why don't we build something that is for this kind of people, for a specific group of persons, right? And so that's why Flying Flea, right? So again, Flying Flea, I struggle when people define, oh, this is EV. It's much more. It's much more than that. It's a completely new world, right? I see it as a new galaxy inside the Royal Enfield universe, right? We share the kind of authenticity, we share the kind of right pure idea, we share the kind of concept that is very strong that made Royal Enfield popular globally, that is this accessibility to the motorcycle world for everyone or for many people as possible. But at the same time, we are lightweight. We are very technological. We have a connected vehicle that is very advanced. Of course, we want something that doesn't make any noise. That is very weird for a pure Royal Enfield point of view, right? So that's why, this kind of galaxy, right? Yeah.
I guess I'll tell you where I'm coming from, or the part that I was trying to sort of get to the heart of is not so much about does it have its own independent sort of separate journey which removes itself from Royal Enfield.
Yeah.
But if the understanding is correct, that maybe you look at Royal Enfield more like the umbrella, the manufacturer, the company, but the brand is Flying Flea, which could be more than one product in the future, which is like a family, which is, it has its own, let's say, highlights, and it has its own very specific sort of salient points, which are very separated from the other Royal Enfield brands.
Absolutely. And
so that's correct.
It's gonna be like that. We're gonna have many different products that are like Flying Flea only. So the C6 and the S6 that you saw are the first step now for us in this new journey. But yes, absolutely. And everything we do is gonna be around this Traven concept. So lightweight, sophisticated, and authentic. These are the three things that, the three values that are gonna shape the future of Flying Flea. And you will see something that is gonna, I think, blow your mind.
I can't wait. I can't wait to ride even the first products. But my own personal requirements aside, when we talk about all of this, I mean, today you've got the bike here in India.
Yeah.
We're showing it to a lot of people. There's lots of media. There's lots of people coming in. I know there's potential customers coming as well to see it over the weekend. So I can understand why that would develop a lot of buzz. I mean, that's natural. What is the intent? How far away are you from actually having these on the roads?
So we already have a lot of bikes on the road actually, and we were
on sale, I guess was the correct
on sale
question.
On sale in 1 year from now.
Yeah.
So basically, but this is very important for us. So we built this Flying Flea Tech Center with more than 200 engineers that are only dedicated to this project, right? And so we don't want to become assemblers, right? As many others are doing, right? So you take stuff from different suppliers, many of them in China, and then you build these products and then you sell them in the market, and
It's
the
quicker.
consumers become the testers, right?
Yeah.
And so you have a lot of quality problems. What we are trying to do is to design everything in-house, and so this means the battery management system, the controller, the motor controller. So everything that we have is designed by these amazing engineers, amazing group of people in-house, inside the Flying Flea Tech Center. It's going to be built inside the factory, Flying Flea factory, that is it's going to be in Vallam, inside the Royal Enfield factory, and then delivered. So we want to build our own technology. We filed for more than 40 patents right now, and we want to keep the supply chain under control, right? So that's the goal. The final goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience, an outstanding feeling on the bike, an outstanding customer experience at all levels, right? So this is the way we are approaching it. So
I know there's lots I could keep asking you, but just two more things before I let you go. The first is that when you talk about this, from a growth point of view for the company, what is the potential that you see? Because I'm not going to say, oh, how many of these are you going to sell, and which markets become important. But when you look at it, Royal Enfield is anyway a global company today. It's not really just an Indian company. What part of this is focused on regions outside India? Let me just put it that way, and not just this first product, but every product that comes.
Yeah, as you know, we presented the bike at EICMA in Milan last November, and the acceptance was incredible. It was very, very good. We brought more than 200 European dealers over there, and I have to be honest, I was expecting, because of all the political turmoil that there is right now, I was expecting a pushback from some of them. They were all enthusiastic, because that's what everyone is saying. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. This is unique.
It's not force fit.
Right? It's not force fit.
That's really what it is.
Exactly. So you're not trying to put lithium battery inside an existing design. You are really designing everything together, and it looks so good. We went to CES and we met with the American dealers, and again, the political situation in the US, this kind of fight, the response was incredible. Even in states that are like very Republican and so anti-EV on paper, the response was fantastic. So I think that these are the three geographical areas, right, where we're going to start focusing on. So India first, of course, it's our home. Europe, we see especially 5-6 markets that are going to be very, very important for us, and then the United States. Then, we have, after Milan, we have received a lot of requests from many, many different places all over the world. So that is going to be, I think, the second step. Yeah.
We saw a lot of interesting feedback, I have to tell you, on the videos that we put out on the platform around the Flying Flea. But the last point that I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned about how there's so much work that's happened around this project. It goes back a few years. Today we're at some kind of a scale in terms of what part of that is now ready. And then there's going to be so much that's going to come. Outside of the battery management, the battery itself, and the motor, there's so much else that's being done here from a digitization and connectivity and an experience, a user experience perspective.
Yeah.
How much of that learning would you feel like that investment is justified because it will also apply to the other products in the future?
Or
maybe now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very good point. So we are using Flying Flea as, let's say, this almost this test bed for many things that then we are gonna, maybe Royal Enfield is gonna adopt in the future. So all the things in terms of connectivity that you see here, of course, inside the company, we are sharing openly what we are doing, and so everyone can say, hey, maybe I want this for this bike, or I want to use this kind of solution for another platform, right? Absolutely, that is going to be there. Then there are things that are going to be specific for Flying Flea, right? And so, for example, in terms of design or mechanic, the girder fork, I think that's a masterpiece. That this is the only bike that has a girder fork right now available in the market, and this is not just design. Again, form is function for us, and this is basically design and riding experience together. You're not gonna experience anything like this in any other bike. I'm thinking also about the battery, right? Of course, because that you mentioned before. But all in many other aspects of the bike, there are going to be things that are going to be used sooner or later in other Royal Enfield platforms, for sure.
No, it's an exciting time, and what's really great about the world we live in today, and I'm sure you'll agree, is that it's also a world of collaboration. So when you have so much innovation and so much that has been already worked on, I know that there could be other brands who could be interested in maybe using some of your expertise or your help in terms of their future products as well. So it, I think, makes the whole thing even more exciting than that top surface that we see, which is just the product launches.
I agree. It's it's a very exciting moment. I think for all the automotive industry, it's a time of change, and change always can be interpreted in two different ways, right? Or I close and I do everything inside myself, or I try to open and meet other people and together shape the future, a better future for everyone. This is what we are trying to do, right? So that's why, for example, we have been partnering with Qualcomm and XP and many other, and also we are constantly in conversation with all the people in the industry that have this kind of attitude to try to build a better future for motorcycling, a better space for all the people that love this, and to welcome more and more people inside this space. So that's the goal.
Especially seeing, I think, the riding experience. That's what it finally becomes all about.
I can't wait for you to test it because, by the way, let's see what we can do. But I hope that we can have. We already have bikes on the street soon. But again, we want to deliver the right experience to you. So as soon as possible.
No, thank you again, Mario. Appreciate it.
Everything car and everything bike. We got you. Here on Acko Drive, our expertise for your ease.